Hello, everybody. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today on this hurricane watch. And I am coming to you live from Charleston, South Carolina. And I am watching right out my window some torrential rains. It is pouring rain, and just like Wendy Adelson said, we make plans and God laughs. So that's pretty much what's going on. I escaped Tallahassee. I mean, escape is kind of a strong word. I went there for the trial, and as we all know, that this trial, Donna's trial, was a SHIT storm, also maybe a SHIT show. And I don't think anyone would argue that, but I have to say, the way that things have manifested, and I've talked to other people with this storm, obviously this would have ruined the trial. And I think a lot of us would have been out even more reservations and money and time and energy. So let's just all say that God works in mysterious ways, and this was definitely mysterious. So yeah, and a mischief maker. Boy, if Donna has been praying for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur to cancel her trial, I mean, God has answered her prayers. And that's another thing. She was, her and Danny Rashbaum were very concerned about Rosh Hashanah. I mean, how dare we go into the 2nd or 3rd of October and encroach on Rosh Hashanah, which I celebrate, by the way. And, I think that the murder of Dan Markel is a little more pressing than Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur at this point, even though Dan's family celebrates it too, and many of us do. We could have taken a pause, but I mean, they made such a big deal out of that. Hello, everybody. Hi, the Society page, and thank you all for joining me today. I just wanted to, let's see, hope you enjoyed Charleston. My son and daughter-in-law live there. I'll be down for Thanksgiving. Yeah, Charleston is such a lovely town. I mean, I came here for a tennis tournament. I randomly had actually planned to go to 2 days of the trial, then drive up to Charleston, because I had just a love of tennis. I love watching it, and that's what I do. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I teach tennis, and I have fun doing that. I love to play, and I just thought I might need a break from the trial. Then I was going to come back to Jacksonville for the weekend, maybe go back to the trial. So, and I've been telling everyone how much I love all these trial watchers being here. I wish you all lived in North Florida. This is just wonderful. And actually, I'm going to go see Katie Kool-Lady and some local people in Jacksonville tomorrow for a happy hour in Atlantic Beach. So if you're living near Atlantic Beach, Florida, come and say hi. Hello, everyone. So I just wanted to give you guys a brief rundown of Donna's file. And I am going to post a much more in-depth video later tonight, where I'm talking about who has visited Donna. So I will actually give you a sneak peek at that. But first, I just wanted to share, I wanted to say hi to my mom, because I send these videos to my mom. As you all know, my mother has been in the hospital in Israel, and I am wearing my mother's bat mitzvah bracelet. She has charms on it from when she had her bat mitzvah, and I think this is either her bat mitzvah, I think this is her Sweet 16 bracelet. So big shout out to my mom, and my mom is so frustrated that she's not in these videos anymore. So I just had to give my mom a big shout out for being a part of the Justice for Dan, and she was, kind of helping me be a second set of eyes on these jail files, but I've had some other people looking at them as well. So let me just give you all a rundown as far as what I'm going to talk about in this Donna's jail Donna's File Part 4, which I'm going to release tonight. And I don't have my notes in front of me because my purse is in my car right now. It's pouring rain, and usually I have like a little notepad to scribble on, and I have no paper. I'm just flying off the seat of my pants tonight, and it's like just absolutely torrential outside. And as you can see, my hair, I got drenched. I was going, the tennis tournament was canceled, so I went shopping today. And sidebar, I just got this adorable tennis skirt. So, and a cute little Lily Pulitzer dress. And the ladies at the Lily Pulitzer store in Charleston knew about the Dan Markel murder, which a lot of people do, by the way, but I digress. So I want to tell you all who visited Charlie. I'm sorry, like this is so weird. We're not on Charlie anymore. Who visited Donna in the Leon County Jail, and it was kind of shocking, not shocking. And I don't have any dates, but it was Harvey Adelson, and they wrote her husband, Bree Price, and they wrote daughter-in-law, actually. And I thought that was so interesting. And Roman Adelson, and you know that's Charlie's son. They wrote Donna's grandson. Also Ann Cunningham, which I have seen. Ann Cunningham has visited Donna. Or no, they not visited, but they have talked on the phone. Ann Cunningham is one of the only people out of Donna's friends who is picking up the phone. She visited Donna in jail. She made the trek all the way from South Florida. I'm not going to say where she lives, but she's a 77-year-old lady who is still loyal to Donna. So sorry, Ann. I just don't mean to give you a crazy shout out like that. But also, Ben Adelson has visited Donna in the Leon County Jail as well. I don't know if I'm missing anyone. Tune into the video tonight to see. I don't think I'm missing anyone. There were no dates on that. And the big news, the drum roll for who Donna is calling as far as her attorneys, I found this very, 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 very interesting. It is not Alex Morris. And drop in the chat who you think it is. Let's see. I'm going to just switch to the chat for a second. Was a blessing in disguise. I don't know. God works in mysterious ways. It definitely was a SHIT storm, hence the fact that this storm is going to make landfall at 8 p.m. tonight. And it's hilarious how Katie Kool-Lady and I and all the other trial watchers, some people who live there, and Tim Jansen, I think I heard Tim Jansen is going west, according to Katie Kool-Lady's video this morning. And so Katie went to Jacksonville. I'm near Jacksonville, and I wish I could have hung out with Katie Kool-Lady there, but I had plans to come up here to Charleston. So, I mean, it all just kind of like manifested itself out. And I agree, it was a blessing in disguise, because we all would have been stranded there. Y'all would have had to come to my house or something, or we would have had to go east or west. So anyway, so glad God did not put Rob Adelson or Jeff Lacoste through another testimony. Yeah, I mean, these emotions are running high. I know that with all of us, there was some crazy, like, wouldn't say infighting. I think we all had really good discussions. We had pretty mature discussions if we had any disagreements or beef, and it was just nice to meet each other and squash all of it, or, you know, just this silly misunderstandings, or just kind of frustrations and emotions running high. So it was really nice to, I mean, it was mostly love. I mean, it was like really mostly love. I think we were just so frustrated with what had happened, but we made it all into like such a good thing And hi, Katie. Hi. So yes, justice for Dan Markel. So I digress. I want to get to the good stuff here about who Donna was calling with her free lawyer call. And I ran this by some people, and I got the records yesterday. And just as a side note, I had checked one box wrong a couple of days ago, and it threw off the whole record request. So when I got the records, I was like, oh my God, yes. And I'm glad I waited a day to see, or a week to see who Donna was calling, because we all want to know who she's calling as her lawyer. But this really threw me for a curveball, and it was not a name of a recognized lawyer. It was actually the name of a 73-year-old man who lives in Indiana, except the number was a Tallahassee number. So that led me to believe that, and I had a friend run the number through the U.S. phone book, and he got spam. It came up as a spam number. Now my number, along with another lady, I'll call it Judy, looked it up, and she got the same name that I did. So we're all stumped as to who this person is, except I think that they might be trying to hide who they are. So all I can tell you, without giving away this person's name, because it's not, according to my Google searches, a recognized lawyer, although there is an X by the number, 73-year-old man from Indiana, with a Tallahassee number. So, and it's not Alex Morris, it's not Daniel Roshbaum, it's not Maricel Descalzo. So we just might have to wait till the 15th to see who this person is. So let's see. Daniel Island has a great tennis center. Yes. And, I'm going to kind of be weaving in my stories through this video. I'm very inspired by Katie Cool Lady going live and sharing some things about her life and her lifestyle with us. I was really impressed with this tennis center. And this is kind of like a tie back to the case. I know that Mentor Lawyer likes to follow the challenge tour as well. And I noticed one of his favorite players, I got to see some tennis on Wednesday when I arrived. So I saw one of Mentor Lawyer's favorite tennis players. His name is Tennyson Whiting, I don't know. So I messaged Mentor Lawyer and I said, I'm here with your favorite tennis player. And Mentor has actually played him in tennis. So that was kind of like a case cross, as Fancy calls it, where I got to kind of cheer up Mentor Lawyer by saying, like, here's your favorite tennis player. And we had a good laugh about that. And he said, go up to him and say hi. And I was going to, if I saw the next day of tennis, because he did end up making it to the quarterfinals, but they canceled all of the tennis for today. But I'll have to go check out the Tallahassee Challenger when they go to Tallahassee. It's really fun, and it's a free tournament. So yeah, I love Charleston. In fact, this is an interesting story. So I went to kind of like get some lunch, and I sat at the bar, and I was talking to the bartender. Well, actually, I was working on the jail calls. I was transcribing all the phone numbers for this video tonight and punching them in to make sure I didn't miss anyone. And there's one or two more people I still need to talk about after this story, I'll tell you. So the bartender told me that I was talking about true crime, and he said, well, actually, one of my good friends was the guy who shot Alex Murdaugh. And I said, what are you talking about? I said, the guy in jail, the guy who he paid to shoot him. And he said, yeah. And I forgot the guy's name, but he's like, yeah, I've got his phone number right here, because it's right south of here in Hampton County. And he was telling me all this stuff about corrupt lawyers and how, you know, they're all tied in with the chiropractors. And if you sue anybody, you know, the lawyers always win and they're all in cahoots. And so I believe it. And this is such a small town. Like, this is such a small, classy, big, small town. And it kind of reminds me of Jacksonville, but a little bit smaller than Jacksonville. But without that like military influence and a little bit of like a kind of good old boys syndrome. It kind of reminds me of Tallahassee, but Tallahassee is a little more influenced by being the state capital and justice. So which is just why we're all scratching our heads. Like, why is this happening to Dan Markel? Why is this trial moving so slowly? But let me kind of circle back to my jail phone calls. And there was one more person I wanted to tell you all about. And it was this doctor, a doctor who is 47 from South Florida. And I'm guessing that this might be Donna's doctor. And he might be one of the only people picking up the phone because you know, they might have a kind of a friendship, or, you know, she wants to get some medical help, or a family friend. So I don't know. She didn't call him very often, but then there was another person that she called who was, gosh, I have it in the video tonight. I believe, I forget the age, like 77-year-old guy who's from Texas. I believe it was Corpus Christi, Texas, who I believe is a CPA. Because, you know, when these names come up on Google search, it's like there's 5 of them. So I don't know. All I know is from the number on the US phone book, their name and their city. So I don't want to shout these people out. I'm not saying names or anything. But thank you all so much for joining me. And let's see, what did you all think of Donna's shower attempt? I want to know in the comments below what your thoughts were. I mean, I know it's not that big of a deal. That's why I just made like a quick video about it. But I mean, I think she's had at least 2 or 3 level 4 incidents. And the irony of it is the other incident was during a tornado. And it's not like this incident happened during this storm, but I think that usually when she does these infractions, it's usually before some sort of momentous hearing, or like there's like some sort of, like that day when Donna did her laundry and she wasn't supposed to, it was right before a very momentous hearing that they actually canceled because of a tornado. So this is not the first time that they've canceled a hearing and that Donna has gotten in trouble. But I was hearing Katie Kool-Lady talk about the shower incident, and you know, it just made me think like I heard Joel talking about the P. Diddy trial today, which I've been following that a little bit. How crazy would it be if, like, one of the inmates was explaining to him, like, imagine if you were in a bathroom, like you're locked in a bathroom and all you can do all day is just eat food and you've got your toilet there. And I don't know how she got out to the shower, but something tells me that these corrections officers do not like Donna, because if she was cool with them, I don't think they would have written her up. And another thing I was discussing with people today is I thought it was really funny and odd that they referred to Bree Price as her daughter-in-law, because we all know that Charlie and Bree are not married. But I thought it was probably because when Georgia referred to Bree as the baby mama, was kind of like this big debacle. So I think it's more of like a proper term to refer to her as the daughter-in-law when she came to visit. And we were saying in the chat, like, oh, Bree wishes she was the daughter-in-law because then she would get some of that Adelson money. But no luck. Sorry, not sorry, Bree. All right, so Katie Kool-Aid is talking about the meet and greet in Jacksonville, and I believe it's in Atlantic Beach at a place called AB Kitchen around 3 p.m. So I will be zooming back from Charleston to, sorry, I hate that I touched my hair. It's just so humid here. I'll be zooming back to meet, I believe there's one other trial watcher in Jacksonville who does tarot card readings. And they just have, I think they have a YouTube channel with tarot cards. So I can't wait to meet them. I'm not sure if it's a guy or a girl. I really have no clue, but we're going to meet tomorrow in Jacksonville around 3 p.m. And so side note, with this video being called Donna's SHIT storm, and with all of the things that people have been talking about with, you know, what's going to happen with Donna's lawyer, can Alex Morris be the lawyer? And I heard people kind of going back and forth at the happy hour, like, oh, well, he said he wants to be her lawyer, like her main counsel. But it's beginning to look like everyone is kind of under the same impression that he can't. And it seems as though, from what I've heard about Alex Morris, is that he likes to steer people towards making a deal, like a plea deal. And from what I heard on STS, it was very interesting. I forget this guy's name. I think it's Jay. I think his middle name is Jay, and he's writing a book called Things I Wish My Lawyer Would Have Told Me. He was adamant that a lawyer's job, a defense lawyer's job, is just to tell you that they're going to get you a deal, tell you they're going to get you the best time served possible, or best, you know, they're going to acquit, you're going to get acquitted or whatever, but their job is just to take your money. And it's beginning to look more and more like Donna was a little bit fooled. And, you know, any lawyer that works with Donna, it's just so obvious she is guilty as sin. And, you know, this guy was saying, it's just emphatically that he believes most trial defense lawyers are trying to get their clients to make a deal, which I found very interesting. And in reference to the P. Diddy case, like, P. Diddy's looking so guilty that it's beginning to look like they're going to have to just plea bargain. And I wish Donna would do the same, but like everyone, the word on the street in Tallahassee was like, there's no deal that Donna can do. It's just a absolute lost cause. Let me know what y'all think. I'm going to scroll through a little bit. Yeah, the meet and greets are fun. Let me know if you want me to, like, maybe set up a camera. I'll try to do a better job than I did in Tallahassee, but I was so glad I did that, because I was glad to know everyone's name and go back and thank people. Like, I believe it was Becky who gave the care packages to me and Katie, and the cookies were so freaking good, and the coffee and everything, and I was so excited to meet you all and put names to faces and remember it better by having a little video and hearing what Tim had to say, because it was really good. I'm sorry for the audio being bad, but yeah, it's been a great week. It really has. And I've been telling everybody, I've been kind of drowning my sorrows in shopping and wine. And I highly recommend it, for sure. And I'll tell you guys this story. Hi, True's mom. Yeah, my mom watches these videos, and it's bittersweet. My mom used to help me with the jail calls, but my mother told me, never go around with sad face. So if you have an ailing parent, or if you've lost a parent, my mom told me, never grieve a parent that you've spent your whole life with. Never be sad. And we always tell my mom when she's sad, no cry face. She says, don't go around with a sad face. And I'm glad she told me that, because I almost wasn't going to come to the trial, but my mother loved this trial so much, and she wanted justice for Dan so much that I honestly can't imagine skipping it. So I at least had to go to 2 days of it, and I failed miserably. So, well, let me tell you guys a story about, as far as like treating yourself, and I'll get back to the trial stuff in a second. Every time I travel, I kind of save my shopping experiences for traveling, because, it's like, it's more exciting to do it in a new town. So I like to shop for work clothes or tennis clothes, because, I spend a lot of time my work clothes, and it's very meaningful to me. And I have worked in fashion, and it's like clothing. They say clothing makes the man, it makes the woman. But there have been a couple of times where, like I see something that I love, and it might not be the perfect fit, but it's like just what I want. It's like just the right style. It's something different, and then I kind of like walk away from the rack, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get that today. But lately I've been kind of like in this mode, like, buy the dress, buy it now, figure out where you're gonna wear it later. And I was at a tennis tournament in Savannah, and I saw this adorable tennis skirt at the pro shop. And I know that this is like such a petty story, but it's kind of interesting to me. Like, I walked away from the rack, and I saw somebody else had picked up the skirt, and they were trying it on, and I was like devastated. So I waited in the store for like 20 minutes while this person tried on the dress to see if they liked it. And I thought, oh, this is such an example in life, how, take the trip, buy the dress, do it now, because that person, they didn't want it, and then they put it back on the rack, and I got it, and I was so grateful to have it. But long story short, I found this dress at Lilly Pulitzer that was actually on sale, and I got it, and I'll post a picture of it later, because everyone's losing it over Lilly Pulitzer in Jacksonville, and you'd have to kind of live in the South to understand this crazy floral design dress manufacturer. And it's actually a really cool story. She is I think she's a daughter-in-law of the Pulitzer Prize, the guy Pulitzer, the family. But anyway, so I found this floral dress today, and I just decided, hey, I'm buying it. And guess what? It was on sale. And then I went to Belk's and saw that I got actually a better deal on it. So my advice to you guys is just buy the dress, take the trip, figure out how you're going to pay for it later, and just buy it. Buy it now. Treat yourself. But anyway, thank you guys so much for the prayers for my mom. I actually said today, I had a really nice conversation with my mom. We said the Shema together, if you guys know the Shema in Judaism. And the fact, okay, so my mom is struggling with some memory issues and some health issues, which I won't really go too much into it, but she's been in the hospital. But the fact that she said the Shema with me today was like really heartwarming. And I told her, I said, Mom, we need to ask God to be easier on us. And she said, yes, God, be easier on us. And I thought that was so adorable. And she still is following this trial. And I told her that the trial was canceled. And, she's got bigger issues going on. But she loves all of your prayers and thoughts. But anyway, I want to know what's going on if anyone is in Florida right now and seeing this storm. It's still absolutely pouring outside. Let's see. Am I home safe? No, I am in Charleston right now. And I'm actually glad. And I'll tell you why. Because even though I could be hanging out with Katie Kool-Lady, because the fact that she's in Jacksonville right now is just like, it's killing me. But I would have had a tennis lessons today. And I had my 4 o'clock lesson that I had another coach take, and I usually have about 8 kids in that class, but I've heard from other pros in the area that it's actually like a torrential, actually no, I heard it's kind of sprinkling, but they said everyone's making like a big deal about it. They canceled school, so I don't think that there would have been a tennis lesson. I would have just been sitting around my house, and I wouldn't have talked to that bartender who told me that he knew Alex, the guy who shot Alex Murdaugh. He knew this guy very well, actually had his number in his phone, and I wouldn't have bought this adorable Lily Pulitzer dress that I will try to wear to the happy hour tomorrow. So, and I told the ladies at the shop that it was worth the trip, and they knew about the Dan Markel murder. So the more people I'm talking to, it seems like people are aware of this injustice of this case. So let's see. Oh, somebody said Jose Baez. I wanted to talk to you guys about the Shanna Gardner and Mario Fernandez trial, the Jared Bridegan murder. And I talked to Tim Jansen. He will be covering that. STS will be covering it. I will be covering it. I've got a few more videos, breakout videos about witnesses, although I'm trying not to go too far into it. I know that Shanna was denied bond, which was like, of course, a duh, but I am really, really, really looking forward to when they're going to set a date. And if you're looking for something while we're waiting for Donna's trial to be set or more arrests to be made, I really, really recommend the Jared Bridegan murder trial. And Tim Jansen said, Jose is not going to win that trial. And I have to agree wholeheartedly. There's no way. I mean, it's going to be really, really fun to watch. But let's see. Okay. So, yeah, they were saying, oh, I guess you guys are saying that Donna could hire Jose Baez. Yeah, we were talking about, we think it's costing about $25,000 a month for Jose to do this for Shanna. And actually, I got Shanna's file, and it wasn't anything new. They're not giving me her visitors. I know that she's working with Patrick Carodi and Jose Baez and his team, but nothing new on Shanna, nothing newsworthy. Let's see, Baez is very busy with his death penalty. Yeah, and that trial is super interesting, you guys, because it's a death penalty case, and Shanna's parents, her mother started stamping up. And if you're a Southern girl, like a little Stampin' Up lady, you know that that's a big deal, multi-million-dollar company, and that is the big bucks. So Jose is greasing his pockets, and he's got his palms up to Shanna Gardner's parents. Let's see. All right, so a lot of you are talking about the jail visits. And, you know, one thing that really struck me was them dragging Roman to go visit Donna Adelson in jail. I mean, how sick is that? They lied to him on the jail wiretap phone calls, the jail calls. They said, you know, Charlie's away at a business trip, and then they're taking him this year to visit Donna. I mean, he's now fully aware of the situation, and I just find it really, really sad that Benjamin went too. I guess probably Harvey brought Benjamin, and obviously Wendy didn't visit her own mother, trying to create distance. But I definitely keep the Markel boys in my thoughts, even Roman. And it just kind of made me realize like how real this is getting. I mean, pretty soon they're going to be teenagers, and it's just really sad for them to see. I mean, Donna has obviously lost sense of reality since she was like in her 60s, but now since she's in her 70s, it's really obvious to me that she has some obviously psychological issues, and I think that that could be part of her defense, but I don't think it's going to do her any good. And I don't think she wants to save Wendy either. She's not really making deals that we know of. That would be amazing. Society page says, I tried to imagine visiting my grandmother in jail. Doesn't compute at all. I mean, yeah, can you imagine? I think there's no rationalizing what she did, and she doesn't even have a clear defense of how she's going to get out of it, because a lot of people were saying like, well, she can change her defense theory, but she can't explain the money drop. I believe they have her cell phone records at the money drop at Katie's house and all those wiretaps. I mean, there's no explaining this away. I don't think she can point the finger just at Charlie. So, we were all looking forward to this trial, and, we're just going to have to wait. Let's see. When did the kids visit? I thought they were in Austin. Yeah, I think it was probably earlier this year. I didn't see any dates, although I didn't notice that visitor log in the file until recently, although I've been kind of busy and traveling. I think Fancy might have shown the visitor log. I know that, oh my gosh, I almost forgot about that. Hani or Reichman that visited Donna. Do you guys remember that? The Robertson who visited from Chabad? And then, I mean, I kind of, like, I have to be really honest. When I did that video, I kind of got a little spooked. I felt bad. And Hani, if you're watching, I mean, I have nothing against Chabad. I mean, I have a wonderful Chabad in my town. And I think that if Hani wanted to visit Donna, like, this is maybe unpopular opinion, but I mean, yeah, it's more than just curiosity. I think that maybe she felt like it was her duty to visit somebody in a jail who needed to talk to somebody about religion and about her mental health. So I believe that Ruth had gotten a statement from Hani Reichman. So, I in no way, shape, or form was trying to tread on Chabad, and I believe STS covered the story too, and I shared it with them. We kind of compared notes because it does show that Hani was visiting Donna, but to each his own. And nothing against the Robertson for doing that. I think God will be okay with that as long as you atone for it on Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah, which we all should. We all should atone for our sins, all of us people celebrating those holidays. So let's see. Yeah, Lincoln didn't visit Donna. What do you think happened with Lincoln? Do you think maybe he kind of was giving Donna a little shade, like, not this time, Grandma? Maybe they get along better. Maybe Ben gets along better with Lincoln. Hey, Jared, how's it going? Calm before the storm. Jared, where are you at? I hope you are hunkered down during this storm. Last we heard you were in Orlando for business. So hope you guys are safe with your family and friends. And Jared, I guess, is going to be at the hearing. So Jared, give us the rundown. I really hope to be there if I can get someone to cover my tennis lesson and my work in the morning. Society Pit, everyone says, hey, Jared, good stuff. So yeah, I mean, isn't it funny that this storm hasn't even hit yet? And I mean, I don't like hurricane parties. I would never, ever, ever title this a hurricane party. But when this video is over, I'm definitely going to have a glass of wine and watch the news. And after this, I believe Katie Kool-Lady is going live around 7 p.m. So I believe she's going to have Judy on. And I told them I would be in the chat live because I don't know. I might be just too exhausted from this week to jump on. But I will be there in the chat, and I hope you guys will be there as well. I'm trying to think of other things that are going on in this trial. Yeah, the worst part is waiting. I mean, waiting for the storm or waiting for the trial. I agree. I would say the thing that I'm the most interested in is who Donna's going to pick as her new lawyer. And historically, I am going to go with maybe a Jewish lawyer because historically, Charlie's lawyer, David Oscar Marcus is Jewish. Daniel Rashbaum is Jewish. And I mean, Marisol Descalzo was a friend of Wendy's, I believe. So maybe I'm just going to go with maybe somebody with who is Jewish, or maybe somebody, probably not a tie to Wendy, because that's probably not going to be a good look. Or maybe just one of the best lawyers in Tallahassee, because I don't recognize this number to be a lawyer. I typed in this name and nothing came up. So there is somebody calling her with an X by it, which means that they are her counsel. But I think they are using, don't mark my word, but this person didn't come up as a lawyer. And they came up to be 73 years old. So they might be throwing us for a loop. They might be sending us down another rabbit trail. Let's see. Thank you for praying for all of us in the South. Yeah, it's raining so bad. I mean, you guys, my hair was soaked. I had to completely re-dry my hair. It was a wild day. I was walking on King Street in Charleston. Beautiful. I mean, I was by the water. I'll post some pictures later on the community page. It was just, the water was like totally choppy. Even though the storm is about 8 hours away. Let's see. Gosh, there were a few more things that I wanted to talk about. You know, I was laughing to myself about that quote that Wendy said. I can't remember whether she said it on a podcast or what, but when she said, "We make plans and God laughs." So I think she said it on the stand. So that has been the essence of this week. And I think one thing I wanted to say, I bet you Daniel Rashbaum is kind of glad that the storm has kind of upstaged his alleged big move to not file the waiver or whatever, and the big debacle about the bar complaint. And I think that this storm has really upstaged any drama right now, because we would all be scurrying for cover. And I mean, this trial really wouldn't have happened, because then going into next week, everyone's big deal was not going into Rosh Hashanah on Wednesday. So big shout out to anybody who's celebrating Rosh Hashanah. I have got tickets to go to the synagogue. I really want to go, but I have to watch my dad. My dad is in the Senior Olympics in Florida for pickleball. So Tuesday the 2nd, I believe, I got to go watch my dad in the Senior Olympics. I have asked off for Rosh Hashanah, and I have 2 yarmulkes that I got for the rabbi at my synagogue from Israel. So I'm hoping to give him them. And in fact, my mom actually bought them, because we were talking about he said he likes these like knitted crocheted yarmulkes. And so I actually found 2 that my mom had bought. So I'm hoping to bring those to him, and that will be a nice thing that I can do just in general, and pray for justice for Dan. Let's see. Let's see here. So let's see, we need to check the marriage license. Yeah, to my knowledge, Bree and Charlie are not married. So I don't know why they were referring to Bree as the daughter-in-law. She wishes, hashtag dollar signs. She wishes. Okay. Okay, so yeah, AB Kitchen is where we'll be if you're in North Florida, in Jacksonville area. AB stands for Atlantic Beach. Atlantic Beach Kitchen, 3 p.m. unless Helene sabotages us. So yeah, I've got to drive back in this tropical storm, but I am a very good driver. I just got my car checked and it's all good. So I will be there. I'm going to leave tomorrow. It's like a 4-hour drive. No big deal. A lot of Tally people evacuated to Jacksonville. Oh my gosh. How could I miss this? I'm going. This is great. Who else is in Jacksonville? This will be so awesome. The whole hotel is filled with Tally people. I love it. I love it so much. You guys get to see how awesome Jacksonville is. Let's see. Slightly windy, but not bad at all. Yeah, it was. I was going over the bridge in Charleston and like the wind was kind of like blowing my car around. It was a little bit sketchy. So, I mean, obviously I'm not leaving today. I am going to let the storm blow over. Yeah, the TV is going nuts. I was listening to Katie's alert. She's like, check yourself into a hospital right now. Like, if you're still alive, you're not going to be, like, get out. Like, every single alert. I've got every alert on my phone possible. And the funny thing, Katie, when we were at the pool on Monday night, this is so crazy. It feels like ages ago. Monday night, we were at the pool in my hotel with Katie and Monica, and we had such a great time, by the way. We were drinking champagne. It was perfect. And these guys were across the way. They were drinking, listening to music, and they were from St. Johns County, which is the next county over. And the Jags played on Monday night. And I was like, did the Jags win? And that's all I cared about. I didn't even know about this hurricane, except I saw that there was like, they had the Weather Channel on at the bar, which I thought was odd. And these guys were like, there's a hurricane coming. And I was like, but did the Jags win? Like, I need to know. I don't even care, because I'm so used to like watching the weather for tennis, like, and it's usually not a big deal. But they said, oh, there's a hurricane coming. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then I found out that the Jags lost. So it's just been like one thing after another. Trial canceled week before. Came to Tallahassee anyway, Sunday night, Monday night. Jags lose Monday. Bummer. Found out there's a hurricane headed for Tallahassee. And it's been an absolute excuse my French, shit storm. And, I think that everyone needs time to just compartmentalize this and decompress. And I think all the lawyers need to just take a moment to sit back, and Alex Morris needs to step away and say, look, he got some notoriety. Donna doesn't want to make a deal. It's not worth it. Step away. Let another lawyer become familiar with this case. And that seems like what everyone thinks is the best thing to do. And, Georgia seemed pretty calm, cool, and collected. Like, just from the short little email I sent to her, inviting her to the happy hour, and I'm sure she wanted to go. Like but obviously she can't, and I knew she couldn't, but I wanted her to know that we're thinking of her and her team and the FBI. And so I said, you know, come out, and she said, you know, unfortunately I can't, but she said, I'm sorry for how things went. And I said, we're going to give you and your team a big cheers to all the hard work you've done, because I don't think, you know, some people have shifted blame to the prosecution and the state attorney's office, and it's understandable. I mean, Jack Campbell's taken forever, and it's been ugly, and Willie Meggs and the whole thing, and it's like, whatever it is, it's just like, it's exciting to think that we were getting a little bit closer. But I mean, historically, they do make arrests in the fall, so I mean, it would be kind of cool. So, you know, before I wrap up, you guys, just make sure you go over to Katie Kool-Lady's channel tonight, because she's going to be doing another kind of like hurricane live, and I just hope everyone is safe. Honestly, you guys, this is supposed to be really, really bad. So, I mean, I don't want to make light of this hurricane. Like, people might be in danger, and but you know, another thing crossed my mind, that you know, when Wendy was talking about trees going down on Trescott, she said, you know, maybe there was an electrical storm. And it just made me think about, like, when so many people are talking about Tallahassee, the town of trees, and how she thought that whole thing was a tree down and from an electrical storm. And you know, by the way, like, who calls a thunderstorm an electrical storm? I mean, I don't know where her vocabulary teacher is from middle school. Maybe Jared, you can help us where Wendy gets this crazy extreme vocab from. I don't know where she gets it from. Let's see. Diddy making any deals? Yeah, you know what? This will be a good time to kind of look at the Diddy trial, because I don't know about you. I mean, I might have downloaded a Diddy song, but I mean, I kind of always thought there was something kind of sketchy about P. Diddy and how he was producing artists, and you know, nobody knew anything though. It's kind of weird and sad. And I was listening to STS today about it, and this is going to be a big case. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. Let's see. She still has her name tag. You know, it's so funny, at that meet and greet, Katie almost forgot her name tags and her markers, but I grabbed them up and I put them in my bag and I gave them to her. Let's see. Donna got rid of Morris because he wanted to plea, and she said, no way. Yeah. I can't wait to hear her defense and to see who her lawyer is. I'm going to be requesting her files every week if I need to, because those phone calls, I feel like whoever is doing the jail records at the Leon County Jail, like, they want me to have them. Sometimes I felt like that with Charlie's file, that I felt like sometimes when I would request them, they would get to me even sooner, and I felt that way, especially when Charlie was on his Unalive watch and his nude watch. I'm calling it the nude watch because they made such a big deal. And I could not believe Donna and Charlie in their cells nude, at almost like this coinciding with each other, and like complaining about jail conditions. And that was how I went into the new year, just messaging people like, I can't, these stories can't get any weirder. They honestly can't. And then the Donna with the spoons and everything. And I'm so glad we all got comic relief about the spoons, and Donna doing a spoon band, showering with her spoons. It just you can't write this stuff. I mean, that's the only thing for me, and I think a lot of trial watchers. There's been so much comic relief, and I mean, I don't want to minimize in any way the severity of this case and how tragic it is, but I mean, it's just been one thing after another. But anyway, let's see. Somebody said something. Yeah. Thank you guys for saying hi to my mother. She'll watch this, and she really, really has been healing, and this is a time for prayer and healing, and God is so good, and God works in mysterious ways. Sorry if you're not religious, but this is just kind of like a time of year where, you know, I think about prayer and the power of God, and whatever you're suffering from, you know, just give it to God. And I was listening to a Torah Anytime lecture on my way up here, and it's like, if you can't handle something, just say, God, take it. And so that's what I said to my mom. I said, Mom, whatever it is too big for you, just give it to God. And she agreed. She said, God, help me, give it to God. And she agreed, because she is struggling right now, and the prayers are helpful. I hate to see people suffering, especially people in my own family, and or the Markels or the boys. So hugs and prayers to anybody who's suffering right now. Big hugs, big prayers. And, you know, hopefully this trial will come to fruition next year in the best way possible, hopefully with more arrests. Can't believe Harvey is still free. The more I look at the evidence surrounding Harvey, and he's getting older and older every day, it's maddening. I don't have any sympathy for him. He's lived his whole life. Dan Markel can't live to be 80. You know, I don't care anymore about the protocol. Let's get them. Let's have a mistrial. Let's throw them in jail. Let's get their feet and hands dirty. Throw them in jail. Anyway, sorry, I don't have any mods. Like, I don't do lives that often, but hopefully everyone's being nice in the chat. But, you know, anyway, I'm gonna sign off, and I don't think I missed anything. Let's just stay safe from this storm, and everyone watch Katie Kool-Lady's live. I think Judy's going to jump on, and come to the happy hour tomorrow in Jacksonville at AB Kitchen at 3 o'clock if you're in the area. And thank you so much for watching and liking and subscribing. Have a wonderful day. Bye.